Everybody, welcome to Cougar Blitz. Got another episode that we're coming your way. Gonna break down some stuff, like always. We love it if you like, subscribe, listen to episodes, share episodes. Just get the word out there with us starting. Ami, still in Hawaii. He's actually flying back. Was it today?
Yeah.
He's flying back.
He said he was flying back today, but I'm gonna read the text message here because I feel like it's important for people listening to know. And Ami, if you're listening eventually, you should. He says, I hop on a flight in a couple of hours, so I won't be able to record tonight, but I might be heading to Texas for the game, trying to switch the flights last minute. So, interesting.
Well, I mean, he's got his boy, Ace Kafusi.
Yep.
So his brother-in-law. So I'm sure he wants to go see him play, and I'm sure Ace is gonna have a good game. We're gonna be at full strength, so excited for him. I thought about getting tickets, but you know what I'm holding out for? I'm holding out for the playoff game in Provo.
Yep.
We're gonna win.
Yeah.
When we win, I was figuring, hey, paying for flights, paying for the tickets, and paying for a hotel stay and dinner and everything out there in Dallas or Arlington would be sick.
Oh,
but
it would be cool. No doubt
when
about
all
it.
said and done, the tickets could be $400, and I could pay for a ticket for me and my wife in Provo, and I'd still spend less money in total.
Yep.
So I'd rather just do that, especially since like LAS is gonna be rocking. It's gonna be cold, but it's gonna be
bumping.
It's gonna be a legit awesome game. So obviously predictions are that BYU is gonna win on Saturday for me. But,
Correct. I agree.
So getting into it, big thing we wanted to talk about first is just BYU basketball last night. They looked killer good.
They did. And putting
got
up
a lot of
30 points.
Rotational. Yeah.
Yeah, past our opponent is. I mean, obviously, it wasn't a fantastic ranked team that we were playing, but still a decent team. But we just performed, and I think that's the biggest positive.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Cal Baptist, to be honest, they're one of the better teams in their conference, and they're not a slouch team.
No.
They're not like anything like a Big 12 team or an ACC even.
Right.
But and to be honest, like they're probably not even on like the same level as like Utah State.
Yeah.
Most Mountain West teams, but like they're on par with Weber State, and they're like Grand Canyon, Weber State, and those teams kind of swap each other going into the tourney. So they're not a bad team; they're a good team. So to throttle them like that, like it's not like we played, it's not like when we played some of those lesser like Holy Cross. It's not like we played Holy Cross. Like this team's a good team.
Yep.
They're not terrible. And we beat them by 31. So AJ DeBonsa looks like an NBA basketball player out there with his mid-range game. Boop is just getting better and better. He's not putting up tons of points, but rebounds, physicality, defense, he's looking really good. Keita looks like he should probably go to the NBA.
Yep.
I mean, putting up a double-double. And it's not like he got 12 points. He got 22 points. And he's looking good from the free throw line. Like, solid from the free throw line this year.
Yeah, he is. He's looking like he's confident. And I think that's one big thing. I mean, especially with basketball, you got to be confident, especially when you're going to the line. But just kind of all around, they look very put together. They look like a real deal team. And it's good.
Very good. Yeah, they look really good. I like them. I like Kadar Davis is always looking pretty good. Obviously, Rob Wright.
Yep.
Killer good. But even some of the guys like Boskovic, he got in a solid 17 minutes. Like he didn't do anything that I love Boskovic. Like I was super excited about him coming back this year. I liked him last year. But this year has been to this point a bit of a disappointment, and he looked good. Like he got 5 points. He made all the shots he took. Made a 3 finally. So he was 0 of 5 from the 3-point line until then on the season. And he didn't have any. Like he had 1 turnover, but had an assist, had a rebound, had 3 or 5 points. Like he looked good.
He did look good. Yep. And I think
for him to get that motivation, not motivation, that consistency and that oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence.
Yep.
Confidence.
Yep. Confidence is key, and I'm just glad Kevin Young. I think Kevin Young's a great leader. I hope he benefits from this whole Kalani situation too. And he's seen
Hmm.
as, I mean, like we talked about last time, basketball arguably is the number two sport as far as money goes for BYU.
Yep.
And I mean, as far as pro athletes go, BYU's had a pretty dang good history of really good pros from basketball too. Like football, yes, of course, basketball also. And so I hope that, like we talked about in previous episodes, Kevin Young gets some sort of benefit as well and gets looked at as, not just a development team, but a team that can go out and win and a real place for these big time recruits like AJ to come and want to play and want to be a part of the program because I think it's such a good spot.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, and then our boy, like I mean, Yegor, he played tonight against the Jazz.
Yep.
I watched that game. He did not have a good game, which is kind of surprising because he has been having like he's stacked good games the last few games. Um, but he's a rookie and he's on a terrible team. So,
I mean,
um,
sometimes it's as good as you can do.
but I mean the fact that he's top 10 pick,
Right.
only 11th, but picked high. He's yeah, what you're talking about with pros, and he's actually getting playing time. He's actually doing something for the Nets. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's huge for basketball. So 100% agree.
Yep.
Um, and
Excited to see
then
what
we've got
the rest of the season looks like
oh,
for this team. I think
yeah,
they're going to be good.
next week Clemson, Madison Square Garden.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Again.
another big fun game.
Yep.
It sounds like a lot of the players are super excited, especially AJ is really excited about playing in all these NBA venues.
It's
Um,
probably where he'll end up
so
playing for a very, very long time. So
correct. Yeah, I think quite a few of these guys. Like I'm starting to think Kata might,
he might be right up there.
get somewhere. Him and obviously AJ and
Yep.
obviously Richie.
Yep.
Um, so that game on Tuesday, another big game. This out of conference schedule has been nuts.
Yeah.
Like we've played some really good teams. I mean, obviously we had Holy Cross. We had the game that we just had, but other than that, it's been teams that are probably going to be in the tournament.
Yep. Yep.
So,
It's going to be exciting.
uh, yep. And then moving on to recruiting,
Now
BYU football
let's get
had
right
a
into that.
killer good day yesterday. Um, Not any surprises, but exactly which is good.
Yep.
So for the positive, no surprises.
One surprise, not necessarily surprise, but a big consistent BYU name, Bywater, Adam Bywater, um,
Hmm.
coming. Looks like linebacker position is where they're going to have him be playing, and he's a big kid, tall kid, 6'4", 215, Utah kid, which I'm a big fan of. And that Bywater
He's
family is
good.
very tied into BYU already, which
Yep.
which I think, that's it's kind of like a Detmer or a Young or a Smith or something coming to BYU. That Bywater name's very tied into BYU, so it's good to see him on that list. I'm excited.
Yeah, he's going to be. I mean, let's get that pulled up.
And then
Here,
Isaiah Glasker's little brother, legend.
he, he's really good.
I'm pumped about
And
that.
another one. So somebody that I am super pumped about is Hayden Graham Livingston. Hayden Livingston's little brother.
Yep,
Graham Livingston. That kid is insane. 1600 yards receiving
yep,
his senior year in one season. At Ridgeline, who ended up winning the 4A
yep,
title.
yep. Right out of
That kid is
Providence,
going to
yeah,
be, in my opinion, Parker Kingston 2.0, but he'll be where Parker Kingston is now as like probably a sophomore.
yep. And I mean, he is
So
a 3-star recruit, but looking at the other schools that were trying to pick him up, Weber State, Utah, Cal, and Utah
yep,
State. So other Utah schools, he's going to BYU. I'm pumped about that. Um, his stats. He
Mark
was the
Harris obviously.
number. He was the number one receiving yard high school player in Utah.
Yep,
That's 16. Sorry, 1,624 receiving yards this year, or as a junior, which that's
And
just,
21 touchdowns.
yeah,
He got to the end zone a lot
it's
on
so
top
big
of all
time.
those yards.
And I mean,
Yeah.
4A is nothing to shake a stick at in Utah. I mean, that's still unbelievably competitive, and that's a great pick. Ryder Lyons,
I
obviously, also another good one.
Yeah, there was some funny stuff about that where he didn't sign immediately, and everybody, 247 actually kind of dropped the ball and had an egg on their face a little bit because they were like, "Oh, Ryder's not going to sign today," and then within like 45 minutes, Ryder posts, "I'm signing at 2:30," and then he signed at 2:30 Pacific time
Yep.
to BYU. So yeah, that's good. You know, we got everybody that committed. We didn't have anybody flip. And so we had like 7 4-star recruits: Ryder Lyons, Brock Harris, Adam Bywater that you were talking about
Yep.
moved up to 4-star because that kid is legit.
He's very good.
Um, and then you've got let's see, Ty
Ty Ghosh.
Go-
Yep.
Yep, that kid's 4-star. Bot, uh, I think it's Molitalo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I probably botched it, but Bot is O lineman, 4-star, top rated O lineman in the class in Utah. That kid's a 4-star. Um, and then Lopeti Moala. That kid's scary good, 4-star. And then you have some guys that, in my opinion, should have been 4-stars, like Jax Tanner out of Idaho. That kid's really, really good. Um, you've got Braxton Lindsay. In my opinion, he ended up not becoming a 4-star because he picked BYU instead of Arkansas.
Yep.
Because that kid dominated in Arkansas. And then
Matthew Mason too from Vegas.
he's really good.
That I mean,
Really, really good.
looking at some of his stats, first team All League in Nevada, All State in Nevada, Special Teams Player of the Year 2024, All State honorable mention. They go on and on and on. This is the biggest one though. 313 tackles credited to him.
Yep.
So I mean, that
And he's
that's
very
it's reminiscent of some other
oh,
names that we see a lot, like Evan Johnson and Tanner Wall, and these guys who are playing coverage positions that come in and make plays.
well, and he's very Falatal Satawala like in terms of his body. He's 6'4", I'm pretty sure, and he's if he's not 6'4", he's 6'3", which is very tall and lengthy for a safety. But he plays really good coverage, and obviously he makes tackles. So he's an awesome guy to slot in there. And Jay Hill, he's like handpicked by Jay Hill.
Yep.
Like Jay Hill's been following this kid uh since like early last year.
Yep.
He's been following this kid and wanted this kid in the safeties room.
Yep.
Um,
I
so he's going to be
another
he's
guy.
like Prasis. Nobody really knows. Pops
Yep.
in, and he probably will see playing time early.
Another one I'm looking at is Terrence Sarion. I don't know if you watched
Oh yeah.
the video on him. He was another 3-star, but the speed on this kid
Yep.
is very reminiscent of Parker Kingston. It's fast. I mean, not that Chase Roberts is slow at all, like he's not, but the speed is intense. So I'm excited to see that too.
We have that with, I mean, the wide receivers in this with Legend, Graham, and Terrence is really good.
It'll be big time.
Really, really, really good. You've got two Parker Kingston 2.0s, and then you've got Legend, who's got speed, but he's got a little bit more like a bigger body.
Hmm.
He's got a bigger body
Yeah.
that he can feel a little bit more weight. So he's kind of more of a target that you can get to go like running crisp routes and then get a catch over somebody.
Yep.
So kind of like JoJo.
Yep.
He's a lot more like JoJo.
And
So
I feel
he's
like a
great.
lot of these positions are going to complement what we have currently too. Kind of like you're saying, defensively, obviously Jay Hill's handpicking spots that he needs to cover.
Yep.
People that he's going to lose this year, i.e., safeties, Tanner Wall, but also guys that are going to fit and I feel like mesh pretty well with the current team and the guys that stay.
Agreed.
Like,
Yep.
Glasker's little brother coming in. I mean, that's another thing for ESPN to talk about, for example. But they're going to mesh, and I feel like they're going to cover those gaps, but they're going to make crucial plays. I'm pumped to see it.
I agree. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of these guys, even the high three stars, like who we're talking, like Terrence, for example. He's probably the one that people, Terrence and Mason are the two that people aren't really talking about a ton.
Yeah.
But if you go back even 3 years ago in a recruiting cycle, these guys would have been like the dudes
Yep.
in our recruiting cycle.
Yep.
Um, so the fact that like they're not being talked about and they're considered like, oh, that's just a 3-star guy, is like unheard of in BYU recruiting.
And they're
We have
gonna.
like we have 7 4-stars,
Yep.
and 3 of them are in our top 10 highest graded recruits ever in BYU history.
Right.
It's a great time to
It's
be
a
a
good time to be
BYU
a
fan.
BYU fan. A great time to be a Cougar football player.
100%
And
with
and speaking of great times to be a football player, this is something I wanted to bring up. LJ Martin today named a semifinalist for the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award, um, and it's a Texas award for someone who's the top offensive player in college football who's played for and graduated from a Texas high school. There's a lot of good players that have earned this award before, and it's pretty cool. Like I'm pumped to see LJ Martin getting some more recognition, even though it's Texas is no small state, so
no,
very very
no, they're
cool.
not. One thing that I want to just mention, actually, I just checked. Um, Samisi Ulave actually just committed.
No shot. There we go. Just more and more, baby.
So that kid is really good. Um, so that's actually really exciting because he's legit. He's a let's see, let me just pull him up real quick. So he's another Utah kid out of
Oh,
Spanish
nice.
Fork, and he's 6'6", 240 pound DN/O lineman. So he could play on the D. I don't know which one he's gonna take.
Yeah,
Um, Part of me wonders at 6'6", 240. In my opinion, Moala is probably going to put on a little bit more weight because he's already at like 265, and they're probably going to put him at D tackle
yeah,
because, um, we're losing some of our like JT.
yep,
Um, we'll get Kirkland back and potentially Tanavasa. Tanavasa hasn't officially said if he's coming back. They kind of need to fill that in, and this is another guy that could be like that.
yeah,
Could potentially do that, or is going to be a really solid prospect for the O line.
yeah.
He's really good, and he's big, obviously 6'6".
That is big.
So he's that's a awesome commit. Um, yeah, I just decided to look up some of the
Hey,
other guys
no,
on here.
that's so
All that.
good. That's
So,
so good. But it is
so yeah,
obviously a great time to be a BYU fan. Obviously, recruiting's great. Um, LJ Martin getting recognition is great. More recruiting is great, but obviously this is a very big weekend for BYU
100%.
football. It's a very meaningful weekend. We talked about it a lot last time about kind of our thoughts on what we think is going to happen. As far as a result of this game, we both, from what we talked about, we're pretty positive we're going to win. But here's something that's giving me even more confidence in that. I'm looking into rematches that BYU's played. And the last time we played a rematch from the regular season in a postseason bowl game or playoff game type situation was in 2007 against UCLA. And we had
Mm.
lost in September, so early on in the season, against UCLA 27-17. But then we faced them in the Las Vegas Bowl later that year, and we won 17-16 because of a blocked field goal.
Yep, by my boy Ethan Monomono.
That's right. Good name, strong name. It's weird spelling. Ethan. In that
Yeah,
one,
from Alaska. Awesome dude.
he spells
Super
it
good.
Eathyn.
Mm-hmm.
Bold to spell the name that way. It's a little complicated, but anyway, a huge confidence booster, I think, because the revenge aspect comes into it in a good way, I think. Especially, with that team, UCLA was pretty good at that time. Obviously, they had made a bowl. We had made a bowl. We were at both teams bowl eligible, and coming back from a loss to come out on top because of a play that's really hard to make. To block a field goal, that's no easy task.
No.
And when Ethan did that, I mean, I was. This is weird, but I was 8 years old at that time, and I still remember how cool it was that we blocked a field goal. Like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah, I still remember that block. I was in the living room. I was ironing some clothes for church the next day,
nice.
and it just remember him sitting there. He was saying some very fine words as they're lining up for the field goal, and then they kicked it, and the angle they I don't know if you remember, but the angle was from the opposite end of the field goal
Yep.
area, and so it looked like it went in,
Hmm.
and my like it looked like it was just like a kind of a bad kick that was low and went in.
Yep.
And I remember my dad was just super pissed, and then all of a sudden the announcer's like, "Oh my gosh, BYU wins it!" My dad's like, "What? What do you mean BYU wins it?" And then they showed the replay from like the field and showed Ethan get a hand on it, and it like just completely ducked
Yep.
in front, just flatlined in front of the goalposts, and that was awesome. Loved that game.
Yep. Great game. And if pattern holds true, which a lot of times with BYU patterns do seem to be holding true,
Mhm.
um, we can't seem to go a season without a loss, and that's a pattern we keep seeing. But it brings up another good point here about this game is we're one of, I think it was two teams. It's us and Ole Miss that have a one loss total on the road to a top 10 team. That's the only loss we have. So between us and Ole Miss, I think our loss to Texas Tech is a more meaningful one because of where we are and that we're going to end up playing them again.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to consider, but it's also something that's like it's a pretty cool stat to have.
No, I would agree, and I honestly think that I mean it's just hard to beat a team two times in one season in general. Like when you look at like even Georgia and Alabama when the years that they played each other in the regular season, then played each other in the conference title game, it was always just a flip flop.
Yep.
Like very rarely does a team win in the regular season and then win the conference title against the same team that they beat in the regular season.
Yep.
It's just it just doesn't happen very often. So, and then on top of it, you got the Kalani stuff like we talked about last time. You've got the importance of this. This is a playoff game for BYU,
Yeah.
not a playoff game for Texas Tech. This is a just a purely a Big 12 championship opportunity to win the Big 12 officially.
Yep.
For BYU, this is more than that.
This is our
This
entrance
is
into the tournament.
this is our interest into the tournament, and we've been dogged by the media. Well, it's funny because if you go on like Fox or anywhere outside of ESPN, a lot of people are talking about how this is trash that we're not in the playoff with only one loss in the Big 12.
Yep.
Um, and it's pretty much ESPN just pretends like we don't even exist. So
And I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know
it's
why. I mean, we've got Dave Portnoy who's been rocking a BYU jersey every podcast he's been a part of recently,
I know.
and I love seeing that. First of all, it's great. But I mean, he recognizes it too. He's like, "What is going on? Why are they being shunned?"
Good old Provo Dave, the only one that can say the F word.
That's true. The only one of us that can say the F word. No
Wow.
one else,
Yep. That was
and
funny.
and
That's
not
really
TJ Haws either. He can't also.
yeah, not TJ Haws. Yes, for sure. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, it's a really important game. I feel really confident. Like I I, I don't feel worried in this game, to be honest. So I think that it's going to be good. A big thing that I wanted to talk about was the injury report. Now that it's officially come out, we know what the depth chart's actually going to look like.
Yep.
So I was going to get that pulled up so we could talk a little bit about that because it's looking really good for us in terms of the injury report. I think there's only one person that was in like the officially not playing, and then there's only one or two that were in like the questionable or not questionable. The like I forget which one's the like highly unlikely,
Yeah.
but not completely out. and then everybody else that's been talked about being injured is in questionable, which means they're like 80 to 90% gonna get on the field.
Yep.
So I need to get that pulled up. Let's see here, because the big one was like Chase Roberts, obviously. Here we go. Let's see here.
But yeah, I think as far as availability goes, um, I mean, KSL's got a pretty good article about it. Um, it looks like Max Alford is out
Yep.
still, which is a big loss. He's a great player, made some seriously good tackles, but he's still been out since TCU. So they've had weeks to practice without him there, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And then the probable report. Well, actually, I'll let you get that, but here's one about Texas Tech. They have 4 people that are ruled out. So they've got a D lineman, cornerback, and 2 wide receivers that are out for the game.
Yep.
Trent Lowe, linebacker, is out for the first half. They have one guy, a cornerback, that's questionable, and then probable returns are also kind of dicey. 2 quarterbacks are listed as probable. That's not my favorite stat to have if I'm Texas Tech. If 2 people are probable, it's not good.
Well, and then David Bailey's also probable,
Yep.
who's like their stud uh, rushing linebacker that's pretty much just D end.
Yep.
Um, he's legit, and he's probable, so that's not great.
And not only him too,
But
but
yeah, I mean,
John Curry, the other linebacker that was really good, is also probable.
yep,
It's just
yep,
it's
as
a
well
toss up.
as Wisnowski, or however you pronounce his name, because he had a couple really good stops against BYU when we played too.
Yep.
So they got a handful of guys that are probable, but those guys are going to see the field and they're probably going to be fine, to
Yeah.
be honest. Um, for us, you've got Kean Need is questionable, but to be honest, like he's really good. But
Carson Ryan.
Moriaki and Carson Ryan,
Yeah, those are the
um,
guys.
and then you throw in Ethan Erickson, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to be all right.
Yep.
Right in spot.
Yep.
And then probable Chase Roberts, which is good because he was completely out in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even probable. Nusi Taumapeo, I didn't even know that he was hurt, so that might not be great. But we got a lot of depth at linebacker, but I like what he's been doing for us.
Yep.
Um, and then Peyton Van
That's a
Stein
crazy last name. Steenkist?
Steenkist, yeah. He's been a special teamer, so I don't even be too worried about that. Sione Moa, which is great because he's been
Yes.
out all season, so
Yep.
probable means he's gonna be backing
He's
up
going to be back.
LJ,
Yep.
and that makes me think that it was just like he probably obviously he had an injury that's really freakish,
Yep.
crazy, just don't really know what to do with it, and I think that it took longer than the coaching staff was anticipating. And then by the time that they could have brought him in, there was only a couple of games left in the regular season. And they didn't want to burn his red shirt, so they just retained the red shirt. And now he's going to be backing up LJ probably for the rest of the season, in my
Yep.
opinion,
Yep.
which is fantastic.
Yep.
Like we got a fully healthy LJ Martin and a more than likely fully healthy Sione Moa. 1-2 punch that we've been looking forward to all year
Yep.
in the most important game in BYU history.
Yep.
So I'm super excited about that. And then you've got Ulave Fetuli, and he's been a nice piece that they've been bringing in
Yep.
rotationally at the tackle spot. But Justin Kirtland's going to be back in this game too.
Yep.
So the tackle's going to be locked down real nice with JT, Kirtland, and Tonavasa, which we did not have in the Tech game either
That's
at the
right.
beginning of the year.
It's going to be good.
And
We've got a
far.
full team back.
Yep, and none of our starting linebackers are listed as probable or questionable or injured, and that was not the case in our last meeting. Sarah, Isaiah Glasker, and Jack Kelly were all on that
Yep.
on that list of probable or worse.
And not only were they all on that list, but the lack of having them in the game was felt. Like
Yep.
you could honestly tell that there was something missing. And of course it was those guys, and with how many points that Texas put up on us, like it was still a good game. Like we had some great, especially second half, our defense stepped up and really came out hard without those guys, and they're crucial players. And it's going to be good to have them back in a rematch because even they were sitting on the bench and they're like, man, if I was in, you get putting yourself in their mindset. They're thinking, I could have made that play if I was in. They're watching the game. They know. They're like, man, they're probably frustrated, and now's the time to take it out.
I agree. Oh, and one thing that I did not even mention that I didn't even think about till just now, Waylon Lapuaho is not even on that list, which is
Big
fantastic
time.
because he is huge on the O line. For one, he's going to be in the NFL, in my
Oh
opinion,
yeah.
and then secondly, he is like the we talked about it before. He's like the vocal, trash talking, get the boys hyped
Yep.
guy, like captain of that offense, not
Yep.
just the O line, but the entire offense. And so, and don't get me like the other guards that have stepped in have
They've
been
done great.
awesome.
They really have done really good.
Has been awesome. Kyle, I forget how you pronounce his last name. I always think that it's pronounced, but Safarchuk, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yep.
He is excellent. I'm really happy we're getting him back for one more year after this year because he's fantastic. And those two specifically have been awesome.
Yep.
Um, and so it's just gonna be nice to have Waylon and then be able to have Safarchuk come in during that heavy package um, that they like to run that I think is awesome. The goal line. I don't know why we haven't implemented that earlier
Yep.
in the season or maybe in years past, like last year
Yep.
when we
Yep.
sucked at like short yardage stuff. Um, but
It's gonna be
yeah,
big time.
I think it's huge. So overall, I think going into the game in general, not just this injury report, but the game, I just feel really good about it. Like I feel we're all healthy.
Yep.
I think that we could have, to be honest, I think we could have even the same offensive game plan as last time and do by far leaps and bounds better than last time.
Yep.
Just for the fact that all line's healthy, running backs fully healthy, and our backup running backs fully healthy, and our receivers are healthy, and then our defense is even healthier and more loaded than they were
Oh
in the
yeah.
previous
They're
matchup. And their defense is
stacked.
excellent.
Yep.
And Parker Keeson's not muffing another punt.
No, he won't.
So,
He won't do it again. He hasn't
that is not
since.
happening. Yeah, yeah. So I, I feel really good about that. I think the matchups are good. And the thing is like the game looked good
Yeah.
even after that muff punt. It looked
It
we
was a
weren't
good game.
getting we weren't getting completely dominated until like once it got to the point where it was obvious that we were not going to be able to win and it was just a matter of like we're going to try to make it close.
Yep.
That's when we started getting completely dominated.
Yep.
And that's more of a motivation thing than it is like actual talent.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
And one matchup, you're talking about matchups. One matchup that I think is super important is the 12th man matchup. It's the crowd. And
mhm.
an interesting thing here is that reportedly, and this could be false, but reportedly, um, the game's sold out already.
Correct.
And knowing BYU fans, which I like to think I do, because I am one, we're all over, and we if a BYU fan lives in another state, if BYU's coming, even to a state like Texas, we're deep in Texas. There's a lot of people in Texas who are BYU fans, LDS, that are anxious to go to this game. Game's sold out. There's going to be a lot of blue. But not only that, it's on track to break the 2023 record, which was set at 84,523 tickets sold. That
Yep.
was the attendance for the game in 2023, and this one's already sold out. Odds are that's going to be beat.
So, I was looking at some people on X, so take it with how you will,
Right.
whether it be completely true or not. But they were saying that there's potential with the reporting of the numbers, the tickets sold and everything like that, which are exceeding that 84,000 mark, um, that this will be the most attended like conference game ever.
Oh, I
Like
can't
we're not
wait.
just talking about Big 12. Like we're talking
Ever.
total. Like ever SEC, Big 10, like like most highest attended, largest attendance ever.
And bring it on.
And
Absolutely bring it on.
somebody asked, I forget who it is that's like the organization that I guess it's the Cowboys, but they asked about you know with Dallas Cowboy Stadium, like somebody that heads those ticket sales, like just out of curiosity, how many BYU fans do you think there's going to be based on what you're seeing from ticket sales? And the guy's like, well, let's just say at least half.
Oh, I love
And I'm
that.
like, heck
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
At least half is his guess. Um, and we know that it's people who are local because when the ticket sales first happened, they were reporting that like 80% were being bought in the state of Texas.
Which is, like I'm saying, we bleed blue, and we, no matter where a BYU fan goes, they're, if football or basketball comes to their state, they're showing up. They're going to the game
But
with their whole family, extended family. They're bringing everybody. That's just how we roll.
yep,
And, be that a function of how the church operates, or just that once a BYU fan, always a BYU fan, no matter what, it's pretty cool to see.
I agree. I agree. And so we get some score predictions, and then we can jump into. There is one thing that I did want to talk about. Um, that I'm sure you know a little bit about. That I think is a really cool story. It kind of bounces off what happened with our game
Yeah.
in Lubbock.
Yeah.
But
And we'll
first
we'll
off, I mean,
we'll
what
finish
do you
up with
think of?
that, but let's go score predictions first. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your feelings on that?
I think it's a championship game. You got to think that it's going to be somewhat close. Um I'm hoping that the defenses both are playing well, because it's a fun game to watch when that happens. And like we talked about, our defense is going to be stacked more than it was last time, and we still looked decent last time. I'm going to go 24-17 BYU.
Okay. I have a feeling it's going to be there's going to be more points. Um, Probably not much more though, to be completely honest with you. I'm thinking defense is going to be highly motivated, and we're going to hold them to a low amount of points in the first half.
Okay.
Um, it's either going to be that or it's going to be the trend that we see where it's the opposite. They scored most of their points in the first half and then
Yep.
get shut down. And I think that one of those two things is going to happen. Either one, BYU comes in motivated, but that trend happens. They score maybe two touchdowns in the first half,
Yep.
and then kind of get, for the most part, shut down in the second half.
Yeah.
Or the reverse happens. They get shut down and then they make a comeback.
Okay.
And I think that their defense is really good, so I don't think that we're going to put up a ton of points. But I think somewhere in the range of like a. So I think they're going to get three touchdowns
Okay.
in total, and probably a field goal, which put them at 24. And I think that we get three touchdowns, 28. So 24-28 is what I think. So a little bit higher than what you're
Yeah.
saying. Not a ton higher, but a
Yeah.
little bit higher.
I like it. I'm
Um,
I'm excited to
so that's
see.
what I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that we control the game, and it's going to be very similar to the Utah game.
Yeah.
Like control it. We control the game the entire time. There might be people who have like but if this happened, things like Utah fans do all the time whenever we beat them.
On
But if you
paper,
actually watch
shut up,
the
dude.
game, we controlled it the whole time, and there's no doubt
Yep.
that we were going to
Yep.
win the game.
Yep.
It just was a matter of by how many points and how close.
Yep.
And that's how I feel this game is going to go.
Yep. I like it.
So that's my prediction. The thing that I want to talk about is Hans Olsen actually mentioned. I don't know if you saw this, but he mentioned that there was unfortunately a couple on November 26th, I believe, that their they'd only been married about a year, and they got in a head-on collision.
Yep, I heard about
Um,
this.
yeah, husband died instantly. They're early 20s. He's a big BYU fan. Um, wife is still in the hospital recovering. So if you guys are listening and you want to help somebody out, go look up Hans Olsen on X or wherever you follow on social media, and all of his stories have it on there. So the GoFundMe is on there. Go donate, even if you got a couple dollars, it'll help. But he's just talking about helping them out, and then Texas Tech's um, recruiting agent, like their recruiting social media handle, ended up hearing about it, and Joey McGuire,
Yep.
the head coach, and they both said, "Hey, let's return the favor. Let's do this," because I don't know if everybody remembers, but um, the barber for Texas Tech, when we had our game, his wife got in a serious car accident. He had been not getting to a lot of work, and they raised almost $200,000
Jeez.
for him. So one thing I want to say is I respect the heck out of Texas
Oh,
Tech.
absolutely. Good
They're
folks,
one of those
great
teams,
school. Yeah.
fantastic folks. Um, I feel like we have a rivalry that's extremely friendly.
Yeah.
Um, and so,
That's weird.
yeah,
Wait,
shout out
AC,
to
aren't
them.
don't rivalries usually within our same state not be so friendly?
No,
That's weird.
not friendly, not friendly at all whatsoever. Whether it's Utah or the Utah State Aggies
Rivalry. Yep.
rivalry, yeah, yeah, kind of like the Boise State rivalry. Um, yeah, so it's kind of funny, but yeah, yeah. But Texas Tech, I mean, if they weren't playing us, I would be cheering for Texas Tech.
Yep.
To be honest,
Absolutely.
I think their coach is a stand-up guy,
Yep.
real great man. I know that there were some shenanigans last time they came to Provo, like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago, with some like spitting and stuff like that. But
But it happens.
but
We can move past
I
that.
remember. I don't know if you remember, but that player actually he's a starter and really good. And when that happened, McGuire took him out for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Like, and all he got was a 15-yard penalty. Like, it's not like he did anything like crazy, but it
Yeah.
was the fact that what he did.
Yep.
And so I just respect McGuire. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a great leader.
Yep.
And obviously he's a great man.
Yep. And it's
So,
going to
and
be a
him
great
and
game.
Kalani, yeah, it's gonna be a great game. And him and Kalani are super tight,
Yep.
good buddies. I think that they're very similar in their coaching styles.
Yeah.
Um, Similar and different because Kalani's more BYU vibes, Island vibes, where McGuire is like that style, but like hardcore 100% Texas football.
Yep.
So
It's cool. I love it.
overall, yeah, that's those are the big things I want to talk about.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then Provo Dave, our boy Provo Dave,
Provo
has been
Dave.
going hard. And if you guys want to see a very good, straightforward how the playoff should be, go
Watch
see
this video.
What John Gruden said.
Yep.
Go see what he said. He just talks about the just how stupid this whole pony show is essentially that's going on right now,
Yep.
and how there's actually a really simple way to handle it. Have the conference title games. If you have one loss or two loss going to your conference title game, you're an auto in if you're in a power conference. And if you're an at large, you play the other at larges
Oh,
when the
so
conference title
good.
games happen
It's
and
almost
prove
like
that you're in.
it's almost like that makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah, and he was like saying like, yeah, so for example, Oregon play JMU.
Yeah.
Um,
To see who gets in.
yeah, Ole Miss go play Tulane.
And you know what that would mean?
Show that you can still beat a team without your head coach.
Yeah, and you know what that would mean is it would mean more games and more
More money.
money. Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Something to think
Yep. And he
about.
was saying like play it in Vegas, play it in LA,
Yep.
play it in Minnesota, up there in the Vikings
Yep.
state, their dome stadium that's really nice. And then in the Superdome in Georgia.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, that'd be sick. That'd be
Be
awesome.
great.
And then he said, a rematch of Texas against Oklahoma, so that Texas can prove it or lose it.
Yep.
And then Vandy against A&M, which I think would be
Great
a
game.
stellar game.
Such a fun game to
Like,
watch.
go let Vandy have a shot
Yep.
at it. And then you're just saying BYU's already auto in
Yep.
because
11 to
they have
1
one loss and
against
they're
the
in.
top 10 team.
So if you want to have a good listen, he talks about that and just how if this were in the NFL, what sense would it make to have the number one, number two in your division play each other while everybody else has a bye to get into the
So
to get
dumb.
into the playoffs? So,
So dumb.
um, but yeah. Anyway, those are the big things that we want to talk about
Yep.
tonight. Once again, shout out to Ami, our boy out there.
Maybe
Hopefully
he'll
we can get some good video when he goes out there.
he'll give us a
Um,
good segment from the game.
yeah, 100%. I think it'd be sick to have him get on there and maybe we do like a little live or something like
Yeah, that'd
that.
be
Post
sick.
it. So that'd be fun. But overall, super excited. Cougs are gonna win.
Go Cougs.
And then we gotta do in the live after that happens. We gotta do a live where we're all buying tickets to that game. In
Absolutely. Oh, I love it.
football.
Um,
So,
obviously, like and subscribe, guys. Let us know your score predictions again in the comments below and how you think the college football playoff should go because John Gruden, I think, has it right. I think you do too, Ami. Or Austin. And Ami does too. He texted that to me earlier as well. So, like and subscribe. Keep following us. We got some cool stuff planned. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
yep.
Go Cougs.
Super Y.
Yeah. See you guys.